Greetings everyone. Again, so to speak, a domestic manufacturer, AMP amplifier model power 4.20, and judging by its weight, I can believe that there are actually 120 watts per channel here. What's its problem? They said the power wires are melting, smoking, and the fuses don't blow. That's how good and reliable fuses are. Let's apply power and look for initial signs of trouble. To start with, just the power, plus and minus, to check and cut off the problem with the transistors in the converter. On first touch, there is a spark. That's the capacitors charging, but the current draw is 0. It means that the inverter transistors are not in breakdown. I connect the remote and immediately the current jumps to 5 ampere limit. Yes, from 5 amperes the wires will not burn, but I have a current limitation, but when connected to the battery in the car, there can be no such limitation. Most likely, the output transistors in some channel are broken. Let's check. Let's compare the resistance in all 4 channels. We can clearly see that in 3 channels the resistance is more than a mega ohm, and in 1 channel it is 80 kiloohms. That suggests that's where the problem is. That's channel number 1. Let's see what they've put inside. It doesn't look bad. 50 volt capacitors, 2200 microfarads, 2 tightly wound power transformers, a TL494 spike controller, TL074 operational amplifiers in the filters, kind of standard. I didn't think twice, I went straight to channel 1. And there's a base to collector breakdown. Let's see what kind of transistors are in here. Transistors I've never even heard of before. We'll have to see what they are and what we can replace them with. Now this complementary pair, 15 amps, 260 volts, 150 watts. We'll have to find something in stock. We don't have much in stock, but we have some, and now we're gonna have to pick a replacement pair out of that. I've soldered the transistors. Both 2 are completely dead. I plug in the power supply and look at the ammeter. 650 milliamps, and it's like everything's fine. Soldered in a pair of 1304 and 3284. They are 14 amps. Also the voltage is only 150 volts, but I doubt there will ever be 150 volts here. All eyes on the current. Same 650 milliamps, and nothing's warming up. We can check the sound. And it's kind of good, but not quite. Channel 1 repair. Channel 2, not repairable. You can clearly hear that it's wheezing. Probably 1 transistor burned up. Now channels 3 and 4, we need to look at channel 2. It's opposite the first channel. But it looks like the transistors are fine. Just because it's a Honda 65, don't pay attention to it. It's the same in the other channels. So the problem's either in the filters or somewhere in here. The little things. I fed the signal from the generator, and what is surprising is that the output is a perfect sine wave. And strangely enough, you can hear a clear sine wave in the speaker too. And the music is no longer hoarse. Probably not soldered parts again. And on close inspection, you can see that there are nuances like this. Micro cracks are starting to appear in the solder. We have to take the solder and solder the whole board. I soldered everything, shook the board. The defect does not show itself anymore, and it's time to take measurements. First, the second channel, the one that was wheezing. 20 volts of pure signal. And here we don't need a calculator. 20 multiplied by 20 will be 400. Divided by the load resistance of 4 ohms, we get 100 watts without distortion. Switching to the repair channel. Similar to the second channel, here also 20 volts. Transistors do not explode, so such a load will hold without problems. I'll add to the clipping. That's great. So the repair was reduced to replacing a couple of output transistors and thorough soldering of the entire amplifier board. Good luck everyone, bye bye.